Today we're going to be knocking out some of the original Mega Evolutions. We've got some really solid, usable Megas, and some that just don't seem to justify the Mega slot all the time. So we're going to run through them pretty quickly and get them all ranked. Starting off with Mega Venusaur. I actually think Mega Venusaur is pretty underrated. With thick fat, it basically patches up two of its weaknesses, fire and ice, turning those super effective hits into basically neutral hits, which is a huge deal for it. On top of that, its bulk is really solid. It's got great defensive stats, strong special attack, and it also has things like sleep powder, which really gives it utility. But the problem is that it kind of is competing with itself. Regular Venusaur with chlorophyll next to a sunsetter like Charizard Y is so fast and immediately threatening that a lot of players would rather just run regular Venusaur with a Focus Sash than use their Mega slot for Mega Venusaur. So Mega Venusaur ends up in a spot where it's good, but not the best version of itself. It can work on the right teams, especially rain teams that appreciate a bulky grass type attacker. But it's not just something that you can throw on any team. And because of that, I'll be putting Mega Venusaur into C tier. Up next is Mega Charizard Y. This is still one of the best Megas in the entire game. Drought on Mega Evolution is extremely valuable. Being able to immediately set sun and give you weather control lets you build entire teams around it. And then you combine that with its base 159 special attack, and this thing is hitting like crazy hard. But here's the thing. I don't know if Mega Charizard Y is an S tier Mega anymore, because the metagame has gotten a lot harsher for it. There are a lot more threats now, things like fast rock types, strong dragon types, and generally more ways to pressure it. Weather wars are also a big deal. You'll see Charizard often paired with something like Prankster Sunny Day just to help it keep control of the weather. So it's not quite as dominant as it used to be, but it's still really good. So Mega Charizard, I don't think it's S tier, but still is an A tier Mega. Now let's talk Mega Blastoise. Unfortunately, this one continues the trend of being the worst of the three original starters, and its Mega doesn't really fix that. Mega Launcher is a cool ability in theory. It can boost certain moves, but in practice, it just doesn't give it enough value to justify using your Mega slot. Stat-wise, it's pretty bulky, sure, but also really slow, which has been its biggest problem in VGC. Most of the time, it's going to take a hit or two before it even gets to move. And while it can do damage with things like boosted water moves or coverage like Ice Beam, there are just better water types that I think don't require your Mega slot. It's not unusable. I've seen it have some success, but usually it's on more niche or gimmicky teams, and Blastoise unfortunately will be falling into the C tier. Up next is Mega Beedrill. This is the definition of looks amazing on paper Pokemon. Adaptability gives it a ×2 stat boost, which is insane as it has a 150 attack stat and an incredible speed. So it hits really, really hard, really fast. But that's kind of where the positives end. This thing is unbelievably frail. 60 HP, 40 defense. It basically gets knocked out by anything even remotely strong. You'll usually get one, maybe two attacks off if you're lucky, and that's it. Moves like U-turn and Poison Jab will hit like a truck, but the problem is you're investing your Mega slot into something that just doesn't stay on the field long enough to consistently provide value and pressure. Usually you're putting a ton of resources into protecting it, and it's just not reliable. But because of its potential and its power, I think Beedrill is a C tier Mega. Up next is Mega Slowbro. This one is actually pretty interesting. On the physical side, this thing is pretty unkillable. Its defense is insanely high, and with access to iron defense and body press, it can become a problem and turn itself into a win condition. It also has slack off for recovery, and shell armor as its ability means it can't get crit. So once you start boosting, you don't have to worry about getting cheesed through your defenses. On top of that, it can function as a Trick Room setter, which gives it some nice utility. But the issue with most of these Pokemon that have high defenses and iron defense and body press is they have a horrible special defense. Its special defense is only 80, so strong special attackers, especially electric or grass or ghost types, can deal with it pretty reliably. And more importantly, it's slow to get going. In VGC, taking multiple turns to set up can be really risky. While you're boosting, your opponent is doubling into you or pressuring your partner, and you can fall behind really quickly. So while Slowbro is definitely a cool Pokemon that has a nice niche and can be really strong in the right situation, I don't think it's consistent enough to be top tier, and it will ultimately be landing in the C tier for me. And that's going to wrap up this group of Megas. This was kind of a mixed bag overall. Mega Charizard Y is still a top tier Mega and can absolutely carry teams through its ability and power, but I just don't think it's S tier anymore with the threats that are now available to it. Mega Slowbro and Mega Venusaur are both solid, but very team dependent. You need to kind of build around them to get the most value. And Mega Blastoise and Mega Beedrill don't just quite do enough to justify using them as your Mega. And that's kind of the real kicker with most Megas in general, is they have to be worth it to be on your team. If they're not giving you consistent, high impact value, they're just hard to justify over stronger options. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with these rankings or am I totally off? And let me know what megas you want me to cover next in the comments.